Okay, this is a fight I've been really looking forward to. Nathan Cleverley versus Tony Bellew. There's been a lot of hype before the fight. Police has been called and all the rest of it, but I think this is genuine. I mean, Bellew's had a problem with Mr. Cleverley for a while, um, and I think this is going to be a genuine 50-50 fight. For me, I mean, you know the records already if you're boxing fans. Cleverley comes into the fight after winning the WBO title against some guy who I don't know anything about. All I know is that he didn't have much of a knockout record, and he tagged Cleverley in I think the second or the third round, which was a bit worrying. Nathan is a very exciting fighter. He puts together punches very well, but he gets hit a hell of a lot, and he goes back in straight lines a lot. And the worrying thing about this fight is that Bellew can punch, and he will come straight at Cleverley. People talk about Bellew's chin. Bellew has gone down. We know he's gone down. We know he's been hurt. We know he can get back up off the floor. And a lot of people are knocking Bellew for that. We don't know how Cleverley's going to react when he gets hit on the chin hard by somebody who really wants to beat him. And this is the first guy I think that I believe who will give him a genuine fight, a real fight. A lot of people underestimate his ability and his talent. Yes, I know Bellew himself is no defensive wizard, and he goes back in straight lines as well. So you've got two fighters who don't use a lot of lateral movement and will come straight at one another. Clevy loves to have a fight, and for me, his first defence as a world champion, you would hope to think that he'd be a bit more experienced in what he's doing. Um, and for that, I would like to see him using the jab, moving laterally, keeping out of the way of Bellew's bombs, and boxing to a game plan. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cleverley is going to want to have a fight, and I think he's going to give lots of opportunity for Bellew to crack him. And I also think that Cleverley is no world-class big puncher, and I think that even if he does come through this fight, he seriously has to look at his game, because if he's going to go in and fight the likes of Cloud or Chad Dawson, these guys who can punch will put him on the back foot, and you know, he leaves his chin open like he does, he will get tagged. Clever reminds me of a fighter, light middleweight or middleweight. His name was Paul Williams. Paul Williams, very tall for the weight, very tall, 6'1", 6'2", long arms, lot great boxing skill, but always chose to get involved in a fight. Always involved to want to mix it, and you could see eventually he had long arms, great reach, good power, good movement, you know, and if he stuck to his boxing, it was great. But he wanted to get into a fight, a tear up every fight, and eventually came across a guy who was short and squat, tagged him, knocked him out, and Paul Williams hasn't been the same fighter since. And you just think if Paul Williams had used his reach and was boxing to a game plan, you know, I don't think we'd be talking about Martinez now. We'd still be talking about Paul Williams being a pound for pound one of the best in the world. So my prediction for the fight, well, I'm going to go for the underdog. I'm going to go for Tony Bellew. I know what I'm going to get with Tony Bellew. I know that if he goes down, he'll get up. I know he can, when he's hit and hurt, he can come back. I don't know about Cleverley. I really don't know what Cleverley's going to do in this fight. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm going with Bellew. A lot of guys will expect Cleverley to run rings around him, but I don't think Cleverley's as good as everyone's putting him out to be at the moment. This is, for me, his first real fight. This isn't Murat here. This is a guy who genuinely wants to take his head off and has the power to do it. So, that's my prediction.